Hello Stampin' friends. It's Julia Mazur with Simply She Stamps, and I'm here today on September 6th. Very excited because it's the first day of the September through December mini catalog. You can order from it. Very exciting. Lots of fun stuff going on. I'm going to show you a fun fold card that I made for a swap when I went to Las Vegas for our backstage event. I have a new little setup here, so I'm hoping that the lighting is good. Leave me a message if it's not, so I can fix that for next time. I'm trying to pull us up to see if there's any comments as we're going along here live. If not, I can answer your questions after the fact. So this is my fun fold card that I made. So fun, and it uses the Modern Garden stamp set, which comes with a coordinating punch. This is the Modern Oval Punch, which I just love. It's great for sentiments. These sentiments in this stamp set or any other sentiments. And then I also use the Garden Walk Designer Series paper, which comes in 6x6, and I just love the colors. You know, not the hugest fan of the flowers in here, but they are growing on me, and I do love the sentiments. I love the papers because you have some Christmas paper in there, but obviously some floral and spring colors. And on the flip side, we have some nice stripes and dots and just non-floral patterns. So fun paper to use. Let me show you how I made this card. I set these aside. I took my Pretty Peacock cardstock and I cut it at 4 1/4 by 11, and I scored it at 5 1/2. So that is our card base. The inside of our card measures 4 by 9 1/2, and I scored it here at 5 1/4 and 7 3/8. So the score lines are just a little bit different, so it folds up and lays flat easier. So actually, before I do that, I want to do the front part first because I'm going to punch this out and I want my glue to dry. I am using our Tombow liquid glue, our green glue as it's affectionately called, and I am going to put some glue on here, and I do want to make sure that I'm putting glue by where I'm going to punch it out, so the remainder will stay stuck to the card even though I'm punching some out. So that's why I'm kind of covering the whole piece versus just the edges like I usually do. And while this is still wet, I'm going to add this to the bottom of my card. I love the green glue because it gives you some wiggle room. Sometimes I do get a little bit messy with it. I'm not gonna lie, but it does have some wonderful uses. Okay, so that's the front of the card. I'm just gonna set this aside. It's gonna dry very quickly, but before I start punching anything, I want to have that dry a little bit more. So the inside piece, I'm gonna fold this way, and then I'm gonna fold this part back. And then I'm going to put my 2 by 4 piece on the inside. I'm actually just going to use my Stampin' Seal, and I'm going to make sure I got that edge real nice so it doesn't pop up. So this piece fits perfectly in here. Like I said, it gives you a little bit of wiggle room, so I don't go directly on the score line. I kind of go a little bit inside. So that's our inside piece there. I'm actually gonna put this in. As you can tell, I'm using my Stampin' Seal because that is my preferred adhesive. I seem to get the green glue kind of all over my fingers. Okay, so that fits inside our card with a nice little frame of Pretty Peacock around it. You'll notice that on my sample that I made, the first one I made, I did stamp on the inside. I'm not going to do that right now, but I am going to show you how I will put it together. All right, so this is dry right now. I am going to take my Modern Oval Punch, and I'm going to come in from the bottom here, and hopefully make sure I'm on camera here. And I have a little edge over here. It's not all the way to the edge. And I pop that out. And I have a whole bunch of these. I'm going to make another project with that. So that's how we get our little window. All right. I have pre-stamped and pre-punched. I stamped with the Pretty Peacock on the Wild Wheat. It's a coordinating color from this paper. And the way that I stuck this on, in order to have my bow on the inside, I actually put that on first with just a little bit of green glue. See, I said it has its purposes. So for these fine things, and I put it on the wrong side. I want to put it over here. That's okay. It'll still stick on the... Let's wipe that off. I can put that right there. Okay. And I'm going to just put that behind. It just adds a little something on the inside. And then here is how you're going to fit your little oval perfectly. I took my glue and I'm putting, hopefully you can see I'm right-handed, so I'm putting the glue on the inside of the card, but I have the card closed. Whoa, that's a little too much. Let's spread that around. Okay. And I'm kind of shimmying it in there. And then I'm fitting the oval. And again, that green glue gives you some leeway. So I'm making it fit nicely in the window. Okay? So it's only stuck on the inside. And good thing that my glue dried so it's not going to stick. All right. So that is how you make that cute little window and the fun fold. And on the front of the card here, I did use the Modern Garden and the Pretty Peacock. You know, my Pretty Peacock ink pad was manufactured upside down, so it does not open like the rest of my stamps. So I layered these, the flower and these leaves from the Bough Punch, which is from one of my favorite stamp sets, the Layering Leaves. This is one of our $1 million sales achievers, Rachel Tessman. And there's a coordinating punch with this, and I just love the sentiments as well. And I needed a little something, and it was just easier to punch a whole lot out instead of cutting them. But I did want a little bit in the background. So I'm taking these little flowers, inking them up in Pretty Peacock, and I stamped one there, stamped one there, and I think I will stamp one down here too. Okay. There's that. Let's close this up so I don't get ink all over myself. Put that over there. And then I did stamp the flower in Flirty Flamingo and then a second flower in Poppy Parade. There is no punch or dies for these, so I did have to fussy cut it out. So I cut that out by hand. These I was able to stamp and then punch out with the Bough Punch, which I couldn't find this morning because it's still in my husband's car. I was working on my swaps on the way to the airport a couple weeks ago, and I think it's still in his car. So anyhow, this is how I put them down. Again, I took my green glue, a couple little dots, strategically placed, and the green glue holds very nicely. So put one here. This is going to get covered up by our flower, and I put one up here between those stamped flowers, and then here's my little wild wheat. What do you think about wild wheat? Do you like that color? Some people aren't so keen on it. I actually like it when it's paired with the right things. I think it looks beautiful with I think this needs to go a little bit down. See, wiggle room. I can pull it off and move it down. Hopefully not have too much adhesive stuck there. And then I have dimensionals on the back of my flower here. Hopefully you can see this. I gotta get, you know, new setup here, so I gotta make sure I am in the right spot. Okay, and I'm going to put the flower on the card front, making sure my dimensionals aren't in this part because we don't want that to stick. So that is our little fun fold. I used the new Blooming Pearls, little one in the middle there. I think this was the Pretty Peacock. And then let me grab my U-Pick tool. I don't know, I like it with just the one in the middle, but I also like it with, let's see, must have been that green one. I like adding a little few with the flowers. A couple with the flowers. Let's go right there. Oh. Or let's move it. Let's put it right there. Okay. I put the gold ones on this one and the two little ones over here. I like using 3 embellishments. All right, so that is our cute little fun fold that I swapped at our backstage event. I have some other swaps to show you because I traded cards with some of my friends. Oh, let me show you the other swap that I made. And this was based on a card I got from my demonstrator friend, Beth Rush. And I just loved this layout. And I swapped out the stamp set, Warmest Heart, which is new in the mini catalog. I just loved the colors. And again, just swapped out the stamp set. So this was one of my swaps. This is a little bookbinding fun fold. I would put a piece of white in here so you could see what you write. So that was one of my swaps. And then I have a couple swaps from my friend Cindy Pratt in Michigan. And oh my goodness, this is so cool. I didn't have any of this paper. And she, this is a stamp, and she stamped it and die cut it out of the silver paper or the holographic. And this paper is just so cool. So very fun cards from my friend Cindy. And then I had a couple cards from my other friend from Michigan, Stephanie Flath. And this is a beautiful stamp set. What is this called? This is in the mini catalog. It's the autumn. I think it might be on back order already, but this suite is just beautiful. The All About Autumn. The paper is photographic on one side and patterns on the other, so you can see these two beautiful swaps. And my fun fold swap that I just love with the same paper, this was from Tina Rapp, and it uses the beautiful ribbon in there, so this is a fun fold like that one with the window. So that was very exciting. So those are my samples and my swaps and my fun fold card for today. And I will put the directions in the description of the video. So thanks for joining me, and be sure to check out what's new in the Stampin' Up! World. You can go to my online store, jmazur.stampinup.net, and also my blog, simplyshes.blogspot.com, and I'm also on Instagram and Facebook. Have a great day. Bye-bye.